And I just think that it's been one of the great pleasures of my presidency to be able to work with all of you. I mean that sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone's got to keep moving along. Everyone's moving this way.
Break down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Everyone's moving out this way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This way. This way. Thank you.
Good evening. And I want to say this to you. You're all America. You're all America. I know we have our divisions at home. We have to get past them. We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibilities as a great nation. And by the way, I told you about my uncle who won the Purple Heart, the Battle of Bulge, and my father's younger brother. My father came to me after I was a senator, and he said, you know, his brother's name was Frank. And he said, you know, Uncle Frank never got his Purple Heart. I think you could find out about that. I was a senator, so I found out, and sure enough he did, so I got a Purple Heart for him. I invited him over to the house with the family to give it to him. He said, I don't want the damn thing. And I said, why? He said, the others died. I did. I don't want it. And an awful lot of brave people died as well there. And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for. We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia or fighting against Russia. The risk of conflict and chaos could spread in other parts of the world, in the Indo-Pacific, in the Middle East, especially in the Middle East. Iran is supporting Russia in Ukraine, and it's supporting Hamas and other terrorist groups in the region, and will continue to hold them accountable, I might add.
Jennifer, on the matter of the American citizens, how many are unaccounted for? How many have been confirmed deceased? And has there been any progress in discussions to try to get them released?
32 are deceased. 11 remain unaccounted for. With respect to our work to secure the release of hostages, that work is ongoing. It's something we've spent a lot of time. The Secretary himself was focused on it while we were in the region, and others inside our building, inside our department, and others in the government have been worked on it. But I don't think it's productive to talk about
Do you still believe that they are?
I think the concern the Israeli government has, and they've said this publicly, and they certainly said it privately to us, is that any assistance that goes in will be diverted once it's inside Gaza. That there's not an Israeli military force in Gaza. There's not a UN peacekeeping force in Gaza. The people with guns inside Gaza are Hamas, and so Hamas may try to divert this assistance and keep it from getting to the civilians who it is intended for. We think that's a legitimate concern. We've made clear that this aid needs to go to innocent civilians and not Hamas. We're going to be watching very carefully how it's delivered because we want to be sensitive to those concerns, which we share.